Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. Last time we started our fresh new world and got our roots. We automated the most basic of resources, completed most of tier 2 milestones, built the space elevator, and finally we launched the first phase of the space elevator. Now that you are up to pace, it's time we continue with our exploitation. Our goal today is none other than coal power. I already have the necessary components for the milestone, so let's go ahead and get that sent off. So I did some scouting on the interactive map and I found the location of the coal that I want to draw from. It is just above this little lake here. However, before I get started going over there and putting down miners and whatnot, there's a couple things that I need to grab to get ready for that. Namely, I let rotors build up for a while. I have a whole bunch of advanced plates or reinforced plates, but I have yet to start on copper sheets, which copper sheets I will need in order to make the water extractors and the pipes for those. So quickly, I'm going to set that up and then see what else I need. Alright, here we have it. Our copper sheets are coming in, and what I've done here is I've repurposed the constructors that were making all of our copper wire, but our bin is pretty much full, so I don't need any more of that at the moment. So I repurposed 60 of our copper ingots into sheets, so I'm getting a total of 30 a minute. I'm gonna let that build up, and then once I have enough, I'll go over and I will start messing around with coal. But another thing I remembered before I go over there and do that, I need a better exploitation tool, and I believe a better smacky stick is exactly what I need. Here we have it, the Xeno Basher. Here we are crafting our brand new shiny smacky stick, because I know there's a lot of dangerous things over there. Probably spiders and boars, things like that. So now that we have everything rocking and rolling, I will head over there and scout it out. Here we are coming up to the location of our coal. And this is exactly why I got my new exploitation device. So much faster. So much easier. Really, it's not even about it's hard to kill them, it just takes too long. This makes it quicker. So we got one over there, further back here. Oh wow, there's a nest of them. I think they're organs. Oh, this one's covered up. That's a problem. Does kind of throw a wrench in my plans a bit. But we still got 3. We will build off of that. I feel like the obvious plan should be to build something over this water. At least take the water from here. So I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to plan on doing. Take some of this for research. So typically for my builds, I like to plan how many resources I'm going to pump into it, and then scale the amount of buildings I need for it. With this one, I believe I'm going to go, since they're all 4 normal nodes, all 4 of them are normal, I think I'm going to go ahead and plan for doing Mark IIs at 250% clock speed. So I'll be getting 300 coal a minute per, 1200 total. So I plan on building enough generators to burn all 1200 coal a minute. The obvious problem here is I don't have the means to actually harvest that much because I don't have Mark II miners, and then the other problem, I don't have the conveyor belts for it. So I'm going to build it ready for miners Mark II, and I believe I'll need conveyor belts level 4 for that, but I'll build it for that and then upgrade it later to get it up and running to the speed that I want. So essentially I'm gonna overbuild it now, even though I can't possibly use that many resources. I'm gonna overbuild it and then scale up later once I do get those upgrades. So I'm running back because I need to get some extra stuff from the awesome shop, and I'm kind of realizing that transportation is going to be a problem. I'm kind of far away. I'm going to need to figure out something, unlock trucks maybe in the near future, make a road to here, because this is just too long. Yeah, you thought I wasn't going to kill him. In order to get some more tickets with the awesome shop, I'm going to turn our little friends back there into some DNA capsules. Alright, let's see how many tickets our little buddies are worth. And there goes the power. Okay, power issue solved. And it looks like... oh wow. Our friends got us 5 coupons there. I think I already had 6 available. Alright, 13. What will I buy? So I know for certain I need catwalks. Might think it's an odd choice, but I like to use this little piece right here to make the curves in my buildings. I know there's different ways, but that's just how I've always done it and how I want to keep doing it. Ooh, actually, probably the pipeline wall attachments. That and the floor. Then let's go with wall power. Still got 2 left, and then let's get concrete pillars. What is going on here? I don't know if it's possible to like contain these guys, put them in like a little aviary, but try at some point. So just for some reference, I'll show what I meant by doing my curves with the catwalk crossing. It's a pretty common way, I'm sure, but just in case somebody doesn't know, you place down your crossing on the side opposite from the inside of the curve, and then you'll want to snap to guidelines, and then make sure you have it straight, and then 1 tick towards the direction of the curve. Do 2 for the length of the foundation. Again, follow the crosswalk, and bam, you got your curve. Super simple, quick. I know there's another way to do it without using catwalks, but it's just quick, and that's what I like to do. Quick update, I have placed down the miners, and I have made paths going from each miner, starting the conveyor belt down to where they'll merge and start going down as the 4 together. Right here is for whenever I blow up that rock, and then I get the 4th one coming from there. Simple path. Did some curves to make it look nice. And then they are gonna go down to the lake down here, and then that right there, this final foundation right here is on the world grid. So whenever I want to connect it up to my other bases or whatever, it will be possible because it's on the world grid. Now just to get started with the concept of the coal factory that I want. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've done a little bit of thinking, and I've decided kind of on my designs, the image that I have in my mind. So what we're working with, like I said earlier, we got 1200 coal. I did some of the math, and that'll equal out into 80 coal generators, and then we will be able to get 75 watts out of each one. So 80 times 75 will get 6,000 megawatts. So that'll be a nice chunk. It'll get us a decent ways, but we won't be able to run it at full right off the bat, like I said. Those 80 generators will need 3,600 water a minute, or that 3,600 will break down into 30 water extractors, and each water extractor produces 120. So 3,600 divided by 120, 30 water extractors. So basically, I need to find a way to get 80 coal generators in here in a nice looking fashion. I have the plan in my head. I just need to get building the base of it. So once I've figured out a little something, I'll get back to you. Okay, so I designed the base that I had in mind. This is the foundation that I'll have. Leave that. I wanted to have something showing off the water, and you know, just leaving a nice exposed center to it. I think that'll look nice. Have a railing around. whatever. And then over here, I'm going to have my refineries. So this is going to have 10 down the line. I made it sure that it fits 10. 10 on the other side. And I think I'm going to have to go for a stacked kind of thing. So what I'll probably do, this will be flipped like that. It'll have, that's the thing, another thing I need to decide. If I want to have the pipes exposed going up so you can see it all coming in, that might look nice. But I'll decide that later on once I go for the stack. But the pipes will be going in. I'm probably going to stagger them. So what I might do is have the pipe going through the roof there, and then I might have my floor clipping into the pipe. So you'll see what I mean once I get to designing it. But so far, this is the foundation. Nice little oval. And then enough spots on the sides for 10 coal generators on each side. So, pretty simple. Just an oval with some stuff attached to the sides. But I think it'll lead to an interesting build and see what I can make out of it. So I did a little bit more looking at the design. And obviously the intake for the resources, they're going to come down on their conveyors through here. And then right here is going to be where they start entering the building. I'm thinking what I want to do is have one of the conveyor, or two of the conveyors come over this way, come through here. This is a wall. It'll worm its way through, and there'll be a window, and then they'll be going up. You'll be able to see it through the windows. Same thing on that side. And then I will have the coal be distributed up through a infrastructure floor, a logistics floor in the ceiling. It'll come down the side of the building, and then you'll be able to see it actually coming into the building from the outside. And it'll look pretty cool. I always like seeing the moving parts to it all. I like to see what's going on rather than just it all be hidden. I used to hide everything, and it's not very satisfying to look at. Just seeing everything that's being made or not seeing everything that's being made. I'm going to continue designing, and I think I have a pretty solid idea of how I'm going to do the flooring. I'm going to quick work on that. Here's a little bit more progress. So what I was saying earlier is how I wanted to have them layered. So I think I'm going to keep the chimney is still going to shoot up and out the roof. This one the same, but I'll have the roof sloping over and into this. And then here will be the wall for the upstairs. So I'm thinking with the layer, it'll give it a nice bit of depth. And on the outside, it'll have even more depth. That'll give it a nice slope to it. So with this, I'm thinking it'll be much less boring than the usual coal factory or coal power plant that I got going. So here I am measuring out what the generators will look like when I have them in place and what all the floors will be like. And so far I'm liking the design so far, but as you can see, this is the middle of the building, the exact middle. It's just one too short. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna have to do is kick back the bottom level two foundations out that way, and then do that for the other side. Then we'll have a gap in the middle. The only thing is we're gonna have a lot of dead space right in here, but I'm sure I can fill that out with something. But it'll give me a nice pyramid, and then at the very top, looking down, it'll look really nice. So I'm gonna kick that back, and then I'm gonna restack this and see how that looks. All right, so here we have the overall footprint that the factory is going to have. So as you can see, the 4 layers that I was talking about, and there's 10 generators on each floor, or each layer of each floor. So there's going to be 80 total. I don't have those placed, obviously. I don't even have the resources for 80 yet. I think it looks really nice. It's pretty massive for how little power it's going to make, but it's all about the aesthetics with this one. Still a lot of stuff I'm going to have to unlock, and there's a lot of things I'm going to have to figure out to get it done. And there is one little hiccup. Over here, I kind of am bumping into the side here, which it will be clipping in with one of the generators, but You know, sometimes that happens, and it's not a big deal. It's on the back side of it. I'm not going to worry about it, and I'm just going to keep going. I'll just have a little bit clipping into the building, but nothing serious. So, those things happen. You know, take it for what it is, and not make a big deal out of it. So I believe my next step, I need to figure out how I'm going to do the logistics. I think that's going to be really difficult when I don't have any logistics floors to really hide any of my conveyor belts or water pipes. So I'm gonna have to figure out a unique way of worming it through. One thing that is crossing my mind is my plans are to have the intake here obviously going up. Maybe if I have it wrap around on the inside wall, if I make this one big solid wall, have it wrap around the inside and then go up to each floor and then come in, wrap around the edge and come in that way. That might be the simplest that I can think of. Yeah, I think that might be the way to do it, because that way I don't have to figure out going over the roof when I plan on making a sloped roof. So I'm gonna quick run some belts over here and see what I can manage. As I'm bringing these belts over, I realized I totally don't have enough reinforced plates to do them all, so I'm just gonna start them from over here. And then I'm gonna worm them through. I try to think as I'm doing this how I want them to go. It's kind of difficult to visualize with this kind of thing. As I'm bringing these over, I need to probably think about what I need to unlock from the awesome shop as well, because there's so many things that I'm missing that I'm gonna need to be able to complete this, and I actually don't really have any way of making tickets right now, so that's gonna be a problem I'm gonna have to fix too. Whether that means I set up just like a quick little factory to get some points going, or if I go and kill a whole bunch of wildlife and then get their DNA, we'll have to figure that out. Kind of clipping in as it bends, but it's not exposed. That's what we want. And then I was thinking on the wall, so there's 5 pieces here. I want this one to be sort of like where you can see all the materials are going up vertically. So I need to get conveyor lift. I'm gonna need to use conveyor floor holes. I'm totally gonna need to use floor holes. I don't know if this trick still works, but you used to be able to. You used to be able to go from the hole straight down. It doesn't matter the length. It still works. Let's go. That's awesome. Just like that. Have the lift be as tall and long as you want. Now, I just need to unlock glass, and then I could have it go all the way. Both of them will be facing towards the window. This is going to be a logistics wall, so this doesn't need to be pretty, thankfully. So if we have that going all the way, I need to now connect it so the conveyor belts can actually feed into the factory. What I mean by that is I think since I have them popped out over here, I will continue my curve. Basically just mimic the foundation that I have downstairs, on the outside at least. Have these pop out here. What I want to have it do is right here is going to be a conveyor wall hole where it will pop out, and then it'll wrap around, go and feed into this. But before it goes and wraps around, I need to split it. So each of these take 150 coal a minute, each layer of each floor, because each coal generator burns 15. So I need to have 150 per floor. So basically I just need to have a splitter here. Once I have it split and then I have my wall hole, it'll come through, I'll feed it over there, you'll be able to see it from the outside going around, and it'll look neat. And then I'll have the split end go down a floor, and then it'll pop out. You won't see it going down or anything, it'll be in this infrastructure floor. So what I need to do is go down to each level. So on each floor, I need to make the same type of ring. One issue I am thinking of now is in order for this to make it to look clean, I need to have a wall in the middle of these foundations, and I don't currently have half foundations right now. I'm gonna have to do this, I think. Really having to work with what I got here. It'll be easier if I start on the first floor. Okay, now I want to put a wall here. And then how am I gonna block off to box this out? That maybe? Okay, after fighting it a little bit, I got the snap point that I wanted. Just like that. Theoretically, as it goes up, you should not be able to see anything but the conveyor belt going up the wall. Very nice. So I'll have glass there, and you'll be able to see it as it goes straight up and in, and then I'll do it on the same on the other side. Starting to like the look that it's gonna have. So here's the third floor. It's down, it's still in this logistics wall. It'll wrap around the whole building and it will feed into those. Now for the second floor. So now I'm going to split this second conveyor belt that will be full of coal. And in order to do it without interfering with that pretty wall, weird is going on with that top floor. So here's on the second floor, we'll have it split at this wall and also to go down another floor. So we will have our splitter, have our floor hole, then it comes back down here on the bottom floor to wrap around for our bottom floor. I think that looks pretty nice, and I think it will turn out nice. And just build all the walls and we can get a little preview. So here's the progress from this side with how it'll kind of look. Obviously, I think I'm going to change the walls to be concrete. I'm going to need to do some detail work, give it some depth. But I'm liking it how it looks bare bones. The next thing would be then to obviously mirror this on the other side, but to figure out where the pipelines are going to run. I might use those pipelines as sort of like a depth thing. So I might actually run the pipelines on the exterior of the building. That might look nice, but I'm going to quick run some of them and see what that looks like. It is also now kind of dawning on me that I'm going to need to somehow put 30 water extractors in this pond still. Might have to do 15 over there, 15 over here. We'll see if I can even squeeze that in here. It's such a tiny area that I left for myself. And they are not small. If push comes to shove, I wouldn't be completely opposed to overclocking some of the water extractors, but I feel like that's a huge waste. I really don't want to spend any power shards on that, but I'll do what I have to. It's also just now dawning on me how many pipes I'm gonna have to have. I'm gonna have to have 12 full Mark 1 pipes in order to do this, in order to get all the water that I need. Rethinking where I have my input at. I'm thinking maybe instead of it coming straight in this way, maybe I have them wrap around and come through. Maybe enter somewhere like there at the very side of it, off and away, and then have all the water pipes coming up this way. So I've chosen my spot that I want to put all my water extractors, and I'm really starting to question whether or not I have room or not. I can already tell that I most definitely don't have room for 30, so I might actually have to do some overclocking, but I'm going to see how many I can squeeze in here and then decide. So I went ahead and placed as many water extractors as I can fit on this side of the building, and unfortunately there's only 13 here. I need 30. So with that being said, I would have to place more water extractors on the other side of the building. And to be honest, I don't really want to do that, because I want to have some sort of angle on the building where there's not water extractors in front of the building. So I think instead of using water extractors around the building, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take water from the little pond up here. So this pond, it definitely has enough room for 30 extractors. And you know, I won't have to be obstructing any of the coal factory. So I think I'm going to place it here and then bring all the pipes down into the main factory. And rather than going ahead and just running the pipes down the side of a mountain or something, you know, that wouldn't look great. I think I'm also going to build a road from here going down the hill. So going down this way, wrapping around, going to the front of the building. Because I already want to make a road network. Something that looks nice, ride trucks on or whatever. A little bit faster travel. So I think I'm going to build the road and then have the pipes following maybe inside the road or along the edges of it. We'll just see what I decide. I'm going to do that instead. Just so I don't kind of, so I don't really ruin the look of this factory. Because I think it's going to look really nice. And I don't really want to have a bunch of ugly water extractors just scattered all along it. So as usual, I make it a harder and longer process for myself. And what's the gain? It just looks slightly nicer. For the road, I'll definitely want to unlock asphalt as well. Maybe even do some research with flour so I can paint some lines. I think you need to do research with the man for that. But I want to make the road look nice. I already have sort of a plan in mind that I want to do. It'd be way easier if I had the blueprint. Actually, I'm going to go check out and see what I need to be able to unlock the blueprint. So in order to unlock blueprints, I need 100 modular frames and 100 steel beams. I feel like it might be worth unlocking steel production and kind of just doing this all by hand, I think. I think I might just hand make modular frames and whatnot for the time being, just to get blueprints unlocked, because I really need that. So we have to start by unlocking basic steel production, and I'm going to craft those modular frames. So I am ready to turn in all the materials for basic steel production. All that and launch it. So for the blueprints, I need 200 steel beams. 4 per. Oh, that actually is a pretty tall order. Let me see if there's any iron down near my coal plant. There is. I'll quick set up a little foundry down there. I will probably also set up some temporary coal generators, because as you can see, biomass, it's out of fuel, nothing's running, and I really just don't care to keep collecting biomass, so I think I'll just set up a little bit of coal generators temporarily. Quick set up 8 generators with this one line of coal that I'll be having. So quick set up a disposable coal generator setup. And I have to use Mark 1 belts as much as I can, because I do not have any reinforced iron plates left. I have used them all. Okay, so I have majority of the coal things set up. Now I just need to get my water hooked up and pump the coal in there, which is the easy part. I'm just gonna do it the stupid way. I'm just gonna set up a surplus of water and then just 1 extractor for 2 generators. Stupid and simple. Just connect each pair like this, add a cross to each, and plug and play. It's crazy how fast you can set up things in Satisfactory if you just really don't care how it looks. I envy those people. I really do. So I have this on a closed loop right now, so I'm going to set up some temporary biomass burners just to get it kick-started and actually up and running. Is this enough juice? It appears to be. So the coal is only going to be produced at 60 a minute. I need to quick go find some power slugs. There's our first slug. It's actually all we'll need. Oh, gotta get ready for this. Okay, we're good. Any more while I'm here? There's definitely got to be some up here. Might as well look. There's one. Not touching that. Okay. Good thing I have the power of Fortnite. Now that's a thing of beauty right there. I don't even know why I'm bothering with that. I should just stick to stuff like that. Pure efficiency. Alright, so we have more than enough power shards. Let's crank this guy up to 120 a minute. 90, 120. So now we should be getting a little bit of power. And then once it all feeds in, I will hook it up to our main network, main circuit. While that's busy, I'm gonna go get all of the materials together to set up a little foundry going. Yet again, I'm gonna make it quick and dirty because I have big plans for a foundry and I don't want this to be a part of it. I just want this to be quick to unlock blueprints and then straight back to working on the coal factory. So as I'm editing this, I'd like to say the exact opposite happened. I'm gonna use this node and I'll get it going at 120 a minute. Bring this down and I'll build my little foundry right here. In order to scavenge a little bit of, in order to scavenge a few reinforced plates, I'm just gonna go ahead and swap all these Mark IIs with Mark Is. Get a refund on all that. Got me 180. Alright, so I got most of my foundry set up, and I'm not gonna bother balancing anything, make it work efficiently. I'm just gonna slap it all together and should use all the resources that it's producing. Just the machines won't be running 100% of the time. So now that I have all these on splitters, I'm going ahead and connect these to mergers so that half of this is going to go to each. Stick a merger right in between. Now that is hooked up to this temporary grid. So the foundry is hooked up to the temporary grid. It'll start getting coal. The temporary grid is not connected to the iron, so the iron won't come in. Let's see if this is ready to come onto the main grid. Okay, it is now ready to come onto the main grid. So I will shoot a wire over there. There we go. We are good to go. Power's back on. Everything should be producing in the iron factory. Except that iron miner is not hooked up. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Iron's coming in. It's going to come down the line and it'll be fed into our foundries and we will have our first steel beams being produced. So I let that little setup go for a while and I got my steel beams that I need. I got a little excess actually. Got the rest of it. So we can now unlock blueprints. Bam. What does it take to make a blueprint? Designer. 15 modular frames, and I need more beams. That's fine. Let me quick make those. Okay, so I have all the things I need for the blueprint designer. There we go. So I have a particular design in mind. And before I can get started making that, there's two things I know I want. Or three things. I need asphalt. Simple enough. So let me quick get some stuff to get some tickets. So I went ahead and turned all of the organisms that I killed into protein. All the wildlife. There we go. Have all that streaming in. And I will also turn all of my beams in. Protein got us 4 tickets. And the beams aren't doing very much. So the beams managed to get us another coupon, and I managed to find some more DNA laying around. So we got 7 tickets to use, and I had 3 left over from last time. So we got 10 tickets total. Go ahead and grab asphalt, and I want lines. I'm gonna go with dotted lines for now. So that leaves us with 2 tickets, and there's not much we can do with that. So have to get more tickets later on, more coupons. The next thing that I want to get is street lamps. And that makes me think I'll need more coupons for that. Before I can even think about getting streetlights, I need to get quick wire. So I have picked up a little bit of Caterium just laying around the map. Can do stage 2 of the research, and I should be able to scan for it now, but that doesn't matter. I already know where a location is. I'm gonna quick go to there and set up an extractor. The location I'm headed to is right there, right up on that rock. All right, so we now have 180 quick wire a minute being made. Give it a little bit of support so it's not the ugliest thing ever. We got Caterium electronics unlocked. We can get the zip line. So we got power poles, Mark II. We got AI limiters. And it looks like Blade Runners aren't in this tree like I remember them being. Evidently Blade Runners are in the quartz tree. I always remember them being quickwire. There they are. Well, I might as well quick grab them. It'd be a shame to not. Find some quartz nearby. So there isn't quartz nearby. Wow, that is far away. Okay, I might just go ahead and do the bare minimum and grab what I need to make the Blade Runners and nothing more than that, because I don't necessarily need quartz for anything else yet. I'll need them for signs, but I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet. So it looks like trying to get to this quartz has brought me into this red forest. It's a little scary, 'cause I know there's spiders that just lurk around on the ground around here. So I went through all this and the quartz is down in the underground. That sucks. So I can confidently say I chose the wrong quartz node to go to. This was a huge mistake. But I'm dedicated now. And I'm also here. So... oh boy. Okay, pure. Okay, we got 2 pure nodes. I definitely don't need that many. But I will have what I need, that's for sure. So I'm thinking I'll just gather all the stuff I need for all the research in this tree, and then I'll head back. I'm certainly not bringing this quartz back home. So as the theme of this video, I'm just gonna keep doing quick and dirty little setups. Just gonna make a box for each constructor just so I get a surplus whenever I come back to this. So I got enough crystals and silica to do a little bit more research. I have enough for that. Just need to make some rebar. The oscillators unlocked. I don't care about either of those. So really, I got enough that I need for Blade Runners. Once I get back, I'll make the modular frames. Got enough for the rebar. And I'll just bring some excess crystals to make oscillators. So I'm back at the main base. It took actually not as long as I thought with this zip line. But now I have everything I need to make, or to research Blade Runners and to research the Explorer. And now once I make my road, I will actually have something to drive on it. Alright, crafting my moon shoes. These bad boys on. Oh, it feels good. That was so worth it. Absolutely worth it. Okay, now that that little side adventure's done, back to what we were actually trying to do, and it was get streetlights. It's only 1 ticket, that's awesome. I also really want the labels, and obviously indoor lighting. That'll look great with lumen on. But I don't currently have the tickets, so let's just get the streetlights for now. Let's start designing the road that I want. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. It is already run long, and I don't really want to cut too much more out. We got the beginning of the coal plant started and unlocked the blueprint designer, as well as other new upgrades / building materials. Next time I'm going to design my roads and pipe transport, as well as finish the coal plant, of course. So stay tuned for that. I'd just like to say the last video did way better than I expected, and I really appreciate it. With that being said, I'll see you next time.